music, opera. I think I stopped this because it's very beautiful. So today is opera, not Oprah Winfrey show, but this is Oprah Ole show. So today, how are you today? I wish I were there. Where is Shabbat? It's a state of mind. It's where we ought to be in order to come from where we are to be where we want to be. Shabbat. We have this music, kind of a scene of opera scene. They sing. Do you sing? We have a saying here in Norway that we are singing in the toilet. That is the noise is also coming from the toilet. so the music, we should install the best hi-fi equipment in the toilet, because we make some noise there that we want to hide. And to hide it is to do some other noise. We can call it sound. You see, when you have this tinnitus, not everybody is aware of it or know what it is, but it's kind of a resonance sound that when you're playing something like that, you hear a resonance that is within the ear. Maybe it is out of a damaged ear. Many Israeli come from the war, and there is a lot of noise. That's why they have this ear sound protection, because it's this noise that is tormenting them while they are at war. They have to defend themselves in order to shoot back. So the clinic, I don't know, remember the name. It was kind of long time ago. I read about it. Hadessa Hospital in Jerusalem. They have found some remedies, some way to isolate this tinnitus, this high frequency sound. It can also be like an engine, like a flight engine, which is making noise. And since I got it myself, I went to this ear, throat, nose doctor, like he wanted to test everything, because it is all this, it's tubes. Tube from the nose, tube from the ear, tube from the throat. So maybe something that was not alright was intervening with this kind of sound that was quite clear. So when you have it, I got afraid because it scared the shit out of me. But a man I was talking with, that this is a funny story. The man I was talking with, it was in the middle of summer, the longest day in the year, I talked with a man at a camp. That was a Christian camp that he did this. He came to talk with me and he seemed to be very interested in talking with me. I was just sitting there and he sat down and I obviously greeted him and I obviously asked him what his engagement was. Then he told me about that he is treating people with this tinnitus. And would you know, the same night, I have heard it before, in Kenya when I was something of a noise that interfered. But I didn't think of it, so I just forgot it and it came back sometime. Every so often it came back, but this guy, when he was talking about it, he explained how to go around. At the same time, I got the recipe. At the same time, I got it. So he explained in a way that some people have some installation of earplugs that is making this similar voice to this high frequency voice sound. It's so when I went to this doctor, this examination of my ears, he sat me in a chamber that was isolated from everything, and he put some sounds and I was to listen whether it was heard or not. I was in my 40s, I think, late 40s, beginning of 50s, maybe in the beginning of the age 50. He said that it seems that you have some on your left ear. There is a gap on that frequency that you are not hearing, but it's a kind of a replacement that is there. It's a kind of sound. So he said that many people don't really want to do any alteration. They don't want to get it fixed, because it's kind of a, when you have been dealing with it in many years, it seems that people are just okay with it. It's strange, because you can deal with so much noise, and at times it's enough. You have got enough. This is too much for me. I can't deal with it anymore. So you have to retire. You have to. Maybe many people stop working because it's driving them crazy, driving them to the degree of exhaustion that they can't see any future, so they end it. But with me, I think I am rather lucky, because it's not that problematic, it's not that intense. I hear it now, obviously, I hear it, but it's I push it consciously a little bit away. So you can go crazy. I know my father got it, and I asked him quite often, how do you take it? How is it with you? Is it harming you? And that was before I realized I had it myself. So this guy, when I met him at this camp, he said that he de-learn. If you know if you learn to know something, you learn, but you have to unlearn that you have it by, for example, focusing on some other noise, some other sound, some other objects. But I have realized that that is true. That is true. You can de-learn it or unlearn it. I think the better word is unlearn it. In some way, consciously. I know I have it, but I can unlearn to listen to it. So I think it's just a technique, which is good, because if not, I will go crazy. I know. And I have been tested before on my limitations. And I have to be open with people, my friends, and so on. I'm fatigued. I'm drained down in this sound. It's driving me so much down. So they understand that this can be quite tormenting. And I see over time that this is making me very kind of, it takes a toll, this kind of sound, but it's not something I would complain about, because I take it, I can deal with it. But he told me that he have these techniques, courses that he do by learning people how to unlearn. So they come out, many come out, very, very good. They feel healthy and they feel okay, and they don't even think about it. I can forget it for days. I know I have it, but it's out in the bushes. It's lost. So in the toilet you need some kind of external noise, not this internal crazy noise that you think will cover every other noise. No, you need some acoustic environment and some isolated doors and the walls should be very isolated in the toilet, because you see, when you put on the music, beside the music you have yourself, whatever music that is. People may sit outside and laugh at this, but you see, it's good to have this this room, a music room. We can call it instead of toilet. It's wasted idea that that the toilet, it's give me creeps. Talking about the toilet, it's not very nice subject. I'm going to the toilet. I find it just pity that people need to go to the toilet. It's now he went to the toilet. Maybe we can sit here and listen to this. Maybe the toilet in many cases are so close to the living room that it spoiled the whole environment. Not only the noise, but also smell-wise and, and all this kind of stuff. So how did I end up talking about this? I don't know. Ask me again. I will never answer on that. It was this. So this is something that is filling the air. It's filling the Shabbat feeling that everybody is... I need something to drink. Everybody is listening to some music. I bet you you will listen to music when my kind of music is out there in the world. You will listen, and you will listen good. You see, the Shabbat is joy, happiness. And I think this kind of unlearning, to be depressive, to be sad, to be worried, to be with wrong people at the wrong time all the time. So you need to unlearn certain things. That is kind of a biblical exercise, that since we have to be in Shabbat, we need to be happy. Everybody need to be freaking happy. And if this is not achievable, we do our best. We lit the candle. We start with blessing. Blessing is good. Blessing is good for the soul. We can cry out loud, and maybe that is needed even in Shabbat. We cry in order to get happy, because when we cry, we get some kind of relief. We come out of it. When we cry, we tend to come out in the open air, in the open space, where we can enjoy ourselves and be somewhat happy despite everything. So I'm not triggering you to do some game here. It's serious. Serious to be happy. It's very serious. Shabbat is all about family, happiness, friendship, relationship, and the relationship with God. The relationship with yourself. Lit a candle for yourself and the relationship you have. Whether it's you, God, your neighbor, your siblings, your parents, your ancestors. Maybe they are still alive in you. Shabbat is something that is more than a religious ceremony. I don't regard Shabbat as a religious ceremony. Work is more kind of a religious activity. Work is kind of what you do because you need. But in this case, we do one day just to be happy. There is no religiousness in that. I don't regard God as religious. He don't say do it this way and that way. That was for the Jews. I'm outside that. I think the Jews will rejoice when I'm talking about them, because they are proving a point that Shabbat, everybody can do that. It's a commandment. You wouldn't believe to be happy is a commandment, but it is. It's kind of a covering all the turmoil that you have endured during the week. All the trouble and strife and exhaustion. It's kind of, Shabbat covers everything, like the sound that they are putting on the air. That is eliminating the sound you have yourself. The tinnitus you have, It's pure noise, it's pure resonance. But this Shabbat is kind of a tune, a music that is covering. The joy is covering for all the hard work, the fatigue you had during the week. Now you can enjoy yourself and be happy. Be a little bit happy. Be happy for you, be happy for everybody. Not only for you. People are so preoccupied with themselves that they can't really enjoy other people's fortune. That is not so nice. It's rather pity that we can't enjoy when people are succeeding in their life. We envy them. We do retaliation on them, and it's. Let us sing a song for our brother, our sister, our friends, our family, our children. Our children should hear our song of happiness, song of joy, song of relief, song of praise. I think God really need us to sing. I don't need that all the time, but I think God, He is the kind of a motivator that you can do it without being motivated by yourself. You just are motivated because there is a God up in heaven, created everything, the good and the bad. People are picking out only good. I made a cake today. I want to put in so much sugar. I am a sweet liker. I like sweets. And chocolate cake is like that. But my son-in-law, Neo, he said something that if you put salt in your Coca-Cola, it will taste even sweeter. Listen to this. This is an intrinsic wisdom of itself. If you put salt into the sweets. So I put some salt into this chocolate and the basin of this cake. I put some salt. If you bake bread, you have to put salt. If you make dinner, you have to put salt. It's kind of enhancing everything. So despite all the sugar you can put in this cake, put some salt, because it's kind of enhancing the taste of sweetness. So it will become even sweeter. So put some salt in your Coke. It will become sweet, even sweeter than the Coke itself. So how come that the polar opposite? Because the salt, if you tasted it, you want to spit it out. And I had this taste of salt from Dead Sea when I was there bathing in the Dead Sea. I was so afraid that salt would enter this water, this kind of liquid syrup. Water was entering my eye, because if you get a drop of that water in your eye, you are lost. I don't think it will harm you in any way, but it's very hurtful. So salt in wound, it's hurtful. Salt in it's preservation. Salt preserve everything. If you salt the meat, you can put it out and it will be good. You can salt before the meat, or meat of fish or whatever meat. You can salt it before and it gets some better taste. I had this dinner with my friend some time back. It was so unsalted. It didn't touch any salt. And I had this brown soup. I told you before, so I had to put so much salt, but it didn't compute. So in food, you put some sugar when it's needed salt, cause it get a round taste of it. And when I visit my friend, he has cooked the meat without any salt or onion or anything. It was so dull that when I ate it, I kind of choked. I kind of vomited out of I couldn't even smell the food because it was so he is still my friend, but I say every time he is talking about dinner, oh, I'm so picky, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. So you see, it's I'm an awkward guy. I'm sorry for saying that, but I will bring my chocolate cake to you so you can have a taste. Maybe that is a party, not a party pooper, but a party light. So you put salt where the sweetness is, and you put sugar where it's much needed salt. So in learning to basic cook tricks, I got a hunch of it. I put salt in the cake. I think it get it that the right touch. And you can even put coffee in the cake, chocolate cake, coffee, and all these kind of ingredients, just to cover the dull taste like that. And the salt is enhancing things. So if you want a little bit some spices in your life, you have to have some pain. Something that you believe that it will not do you good, but it is exactly that will enhance your experience of joy. So people that are complaining, I say to them that maybe you need this, maybe it's needed, because it will in the end come out very good. I try to encourage people that are depressive, that are not fully themselves, because it's a phase people are going through that they need. If I'm going through a phase that I will only oppose, then I reject the covering, I will reject the sweetening, I will reject everything that is for me. I need it, and it is good for me. It's good that it is made like that. So to be a Jew is also to be they call it tzaddik. Tzaddik is something extraordinary, but everybody can be a tzaddik. And a tzaddik is someone that, even if he is poor, going through hell, he is justifying it by grace. Say that, why should I take only the good things from God? Everything is good when it comes from God. So that's why we can be a blessing, encouraging other people and do the right thing.